Hello friends, welcome back to the bench. Thank you very much for joining me. Here we have a board from Javier. This is Republic of Gamers Maximus X Hero, the model unknown. Doesn't say anything what this is. It's a little older one. It does have optical output. The socket is 1151 and it looks like this. So very minimum damage. Very minimum damage. Nice outline. All good. But the problem here is the customer, Javier, purchased a $50 service, which is for disassembled boards, not for fully assembled boards. In all fairness, he took off the CPU bracket. I don't know how to make it more clear. I submitted on the listing there are pictures that show you the board assembled and disassembled. If you select assembled, you see the picture like this. If you select disassembled, you see a picture of the board without all the heat sinks, right? Everything disassembled, basically ready to be worked on. Now it's twofold. The reason for that price difference, 25 bucks, is twofold. Number one, obviously, it takes a minute to disassemble the board, right? So it's my time, sure, but that's not even the actual issue. The majority of the weight of the board is in those heat sinks, right? The board is a lot lighter if you remove those heat sinks, which means since the procedure comes with shipping, right? If you buy a $50 service and you send it with all the heat sinks, then majority of that cost is in shipping, right? And I already don't really make any money on doing this, right? So it is like calculated to the very minimum that you basically just pay to cover my cost, nothing more. And I don't even calculate the time that I don't put the price tag on the time that I spend on it. But if you calculate in electricity, solder, flux, wick, all that, plus the cost of the socket, obviously, then my costs are like 30 bucks. And now on top of that, it's 20 bucks for shipping, and it kind of depends where you are, obviously. If you're ordering from Washington State, then I make less money. If you're ordering from Florida or Georgia or Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Alabama, I make more money because shipping is cheaper. So that's why I even put it on in the description of the listing. Please don't buy $50 service and send me assembled boards, because not only I don't make money on it, but now I have to lose money on it. You know what I mean? So, Javier, if you're watching, if you wanna make it right, just reach out to me. I'll send you a $25 payment link. Okay, and you can settle the bill. If you don't, well, there's nothing I can do. I'm still gonna do the service for you, and I'm even gonna replace the bracket that you removed. I mean, thank you for doing that. I know that you misunderstood. That I don't take that as a you trying to get the free service or something like that. I know this is just a misunderstanding, a mistake. It happens. But I'm glad it happened, because now I can advise the rest of the potential customers to see the difference, right? So this is disassembled board, and this weighs less than all these, right? This is heavier. So if I'm sending that board back, the majority of the shipping cost is for those heat sinks. Luckily, this one is not too bad because it's a little older, 1151 socket, small, oh, these are actually not even transistors. These are driver MOSFETs. So this is not too bad. So I'm not gonna complain too much. But to be fair, you owe me 25 bucks. Well, anyways, that's the disassembled board. Okay, that's what we mean by disassembled. But God forbid you send me one of those really big ones with the back plate and massive heat sinks. The difference between the weight of the board with heat sinks and without heat sinks is massive. It's few pounds of aluminum on these boards. Aluminum, steel, what have you. So very important to remember that. But we're still gonna do it. Now there's a lot of, let's see the socket. It's really tiny damage. Let's see, is the pin there? Yeah. Yeah, a board like this, if I had a board like this, and which I did some time ago, like a year, maybe a couple years ago, I had the damage like this pretty much, and all I did was just bend few of these pins, because this pin just needs to go a little higher. Oh, come on. Yeah, oh, it's gonna snap. I can feel it already. Yeah, so this is, yeah, it's already, yeah, so I guess someone did try to do it, and it looks like it's corroded even. Yeah, but this is gonna snap. So no, this is not fixable by bending it, I think. But one of those, and that was 1151 socket. I bent the pins, and that's the computer I've been using for the last, I don't know, couple years, maybe a little less than couple years, and it's working. But the rest, look, the socket doesn't look bad. It's a very minimum damage. Now 1151s are easier in a way because they are much heavier, so they drop nicely. Those new AM5s that I keep doing, you can see it in the footage that it does drop, but it's not the same kind of drop like on these. Because when you align this one, you can see that it's sitting very high, and then as soon as it reaches the temperature, it drops very nicely, and you can see that immediately. And it self-aligns as well. A little less so because of the weight of it, but there's so many solder balls underneath that, yeah, they will pull the socket in position as long as you heat it up uniformly and relatively quickly. All right, let's do the 1151 socket replacement. Hopefully I still have some in stock, but I think I do. And we're done. Well, it's been a while since I did 1151 socket. The main issue is always cleaning inside. And that was 10 minutes in the ultrasonic cleaner, but it still is not perfect. But it's NC flux. I say it's fine. Now we do have one cup to replace. It exploded. I'm not sure which one actually. I did hear it exploding, but I'm not sure which one was it. It should be easy to find. Yeah, I thought it was one of these, like this one maybe, but it should be visible. Yeah, I think it's this one. I'll check it later and I'll replace it later, but not today. I'm exhausted. It's been quite a few jobs I did today, so it's kind of I've never seen that before. Look at those coils. They're cut at the angle over here. I've never seen that before. I wonder why they do that, because that just reduces the surface area, or on the other hand maybe increases the surface area if there is a good contact here, but that's interesting. Never seen that before. Well, anyways, it is ready. It's a Foxconn socket, right? So it's lead-free solder, so you have to heat it up nicely. I didn't see when exactly it dropped, but I think it dropped at around 185, below 190, I would think. The max temperature was 205, and the cups exploded, or the cup exploded on the desoldering. Actually, after desoldering. Once I actually already lifted the top heater and started prepping for cleaning, that's when it exploded. So I'm guessing it was faulty already, because it's not the newest board ever, 1151, that's relatively old, and plenty of caps, which is a pain. Nowadays they use solid state caps, so you don't really have to protect anything. But I don't see any damage. Socket is solid on all four corners. It should be good. Alrighty, another board done. I just need to reassemble it, but I really don't want to do it right now. I'll do it later. Plus I need to replace the cap, so I don't want to replace the heat sinks before I do that. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate you, and I shall see you in the next one.